Hey y'all, welcome back. All right, let's dive in and see what Divine Holy Spirit has for the collective. You guys, the cards are in order and upright by way of major arcana and through the elements. Hope y'all are doing well. Divine Holy Spirit, what do you have for the collective? What does the collective need to know and be made aware of at this time? Please and thank you. I heard discharge. It was dismayed and discharged. I heard discharged from the faith. Almost as if someone's being cast out of something. Possibly a discharge would mean you can't come back anymore. A discharge to me sounds like there's shame involved here. You know, it's like a dismissal, but you know, I feel like a dismissal would have to do with, you know, a window of an opening of you could maybe return later. But a discharge is like an absolute, like, no, you got to get out of here. And it has something to do with faith. So we could be talking about beliefs, religions. Let's see, guys. All right. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, for coming back time and time again to join me. I appreciate you all and your support. Thank you so much. If you're getting something out of the messages, please feel free to like the video, comment, share. Super thanks are also appreciated. But just being here is enough for me. All right, Spirit, here we go. Thank you so much. Discharge keeps coming up, y'all. Honorable discharge came up, but I think it's to just kind of distinguish, you know, what an honorable discharge would have been if that were the case. But this just seems like a discharge, not honorable. So that distinction has been made. All right, you guys, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Cups in the reverse. Spirit, tell us more about this Six of Cups in the reverse, please. I'm hearing an old sad song, Make It Like It Was. It was a duet, I believe, between two, male and female. Make It Like It Was from the 80s, possibly. Like, it's like doctor office music or something, elevator music, energy. So it's something calming and soothing. So that combined with the Six of Cups reverse energy, I heard the word tall tale. So someone has been deceiving them own selves. They've been lying to themselves about a person, place, situation. I've also just heard a group of people. So this feels like I heard former pastor. So this sounds like it has religion written all over it, you guys, or either someone who served in some sort of religious sector. But to make it like it was seems like there were good times. Six of Cups reverse. And this is being unable to go back to those good times. Cups are emotion. So somebody's kind of all in their feels right now. So if this is someone who has been discharged from a faith-based organization, you know, they're in some sort of regret here. But the regret is something that they can't do anything about. It'd be one thing if you can go fix it, but with that discharge energy, you can't go back and fix anything. All right, y'all. Whatever this is, if it has to do with relationships or, you know, just religion or whatever this is, we're going to go ahead and get some details, see what's happening. But I heard the word mistress just now. Mistress. Oh boy. All right, y'all, here we go. Not denying you of anything. Let's jump on into this reading. So I am obviously seeing some cards of disparity here by way of the Death card reverse, and I had privy to the 10 of Swords reverse as well. And in between this energy, I see the 9 of Cups reverse, the Queen of Cups, and then the Page of Pentacles reverse. Let's see what's going on with this, y'all. So, you know, from the rooter to the tutor, right? These are two in like, I'm getting an energy like a bookshelf. Because you know how you have, you know, at the end of, you know, the standing of the books are these, you know, these things. What do they call those? Bookends, right? Is that what they're called? This is giving me bookend energy. So it's like, despite of all the efforts, all the research, everything that went into purchasing these books, you know, the experience of and reading these books, and this could be somebody who might be a published author, but just what it just shows to me is it's like astute energy. It's like they really put a lot into the development of themselves. If they had the title of a pastor, I said if they had. So if they had the title of pastor, because, you know, we're talking about discharged energy, so that makes sense, right? They put a lot of effort into this, but I have to see what this is right here, because it didn't fare well for them. It was almost as if these bookends that were purchased were like the beginning of the end here by way of this 10 of Swords reverse and this Death card reverse. Because I'm feeling like if this person were looking at their bookshelf of beautiful books and, you know, their experiences, their travels, their research, their history, their doctorates, whatever this is, because I said astute, so they really went like well above and beyond to be able to portray, I heard ministry role, to be able to be this person. But it's like it was the beginning of the end, like the disaster of it all now being discharged. It's like, well, what was all of that worth? That's what they're looking at now. These books of, it's basically like their life history right in front of them, saying, what was this all worth? Now let's talk about the books that are in between these bookends of the Death card reverse and then the 10 of Swords reverse. And just an explanation of the quote unquote bookends, you know, the 10 of Swords reverse is like it's a completion, but it's a terrible one. It's like the worst of the worst case scenario with this 10 of Swords of what could have happened, what the resolution was. And that was that what was it all worth energy. That's the 10 of Swords reverse. The other bookend, the Death card reverse, there was no transformation here. So think about all of that work and that honor and the shaking of hands and, you know, the whatever this is. I heard something about luxury cars. All of that, it's like Death card reverse energy. What was it all worth? Nothing. I wouldn't say nothing, but with the Death card reverse energy here, this is the hopelessness of this person looking back at all of this experience, because there was supposed to be a transformation of sorts here. But the only thing is, the leader that's put in that position to help transform lives, their own life was not transformed. I mean, that would suck, y'all. Think that you put in all this time, love, honor, respect into, you know, a faith-based organization, and you've helped change so many lives, but then you, after it's all said and done, whatever happened with this discharge, you're looking like, well, what about me at the end of the day? This person basically neglected themselves. I mean, sure, they got to live like a lavish lifestyle and shake hands of a lot of different affluential leaders or traveled the world or whatever this is. But then, you know, they're stuck with the energy of they want to go back to something, but it's like they can't. So with the Death card reverse energy, without the lack of transformation, it's like they can't even go back to even start at the beginning. Like it's, what did we hear? Discharge. They can't go back. All right, let's get to the books in between the bookends, right? So that Nine of Cups reverse, I feel like they took a lot for granted. This Nine of Cups reverse, and this is what they're feeling, y'all. Because I feel like, again, these particular books, you know, that I'm referring to, this energy in between the bookends, it's possibly what was the downfall. So the Nine of Cups reverse, you know, just having plenty, having more than enough, having people at your beck and call, but it just feels like taking advantage of. So I don't, you know, that could mean taking advantage of people being at your beck and call, using and abusing that privilege, or it could just mean that this person thought that this would last forever because of their doctorate and their, you know, everything else that they had done, all the energy that they put into others. They thought possibly that they would be protected by a title. I see a Queen of Cups in the center of it all. So when I heard mistress energy, this is coming back toward this Queen of Cups because this is possibly the downfall here. Because it took just one person to come in and snuggle their way into the books, onto the bookshelf, in between these bookends to say, I found my place. This is where I need to nestle in and get comfortable. This is it. It's almost as if there was a space for this one book to come in, and that completed the set. This Queen of Cups. So with this Page of Pentacles, it just seemed like it was never enough because it's in the reverse. So that could tie in, you know, on the opposite end in the same position on this, you know, this bookshelf, metaphorically speaking. That Nine of Cups was not enough, but we have the same energy right on the opposite side of this Queen of Cups, not enough. So it's almost like whoever this leader is, that was responsible for building this book of the shelf of books, whatever, this completed set. Possibly that energy was mimicked from this Queen of Cups. But you know, we're talking again, we're going off the energy of matching energies, because people that become very powerful, like they have very magnetic, powerful energy, they can manifest, they can bring anything forth. And if they happen to have the title of a pastor, then, you know, things kind of explode for them to where, you know, it boosts the ego. It inflates the ego. So then they become susceptible to a lot of different influences, and not all of them are good. This Queen of Cups came in as some sort of help. This was some sort of assistance disguised as some sort of assistance, which ultimately happened to be a downfall, because what happened is this Queen of Cups wanted this bookshelf to be their own. So that tells me this Queen of Cups had the same aspirations, but the only difference is gender. And this would be a heterosexual energy here by way of the person that we're speaking of in this Six of Cups reverse energy would happen to be a male, and that Queen of Cups slipped on in there happened to be a female. But the thing is, it completed this set. So I feel like that's a conclusion that can already be done with and over. And then whoever's in this Six of Cups reverse, they get to start over with a new life. Unfortunately, it can't be in the ministry. The ministry directives and people will not have it. They won't have it. It's like a pastor being blackballed, if that's a thing. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Because it's just an organization at the end of the day. It's almost like they put their principles and God aside, and they go straight for the jugular of who it is that they feel needs to be crucified. And it's family oriented. So the church body becomes a family at that point, against the intruder of their leader, who was their leader. Yeah, it's like that person's an outcast at that point. But that was your leader, right? Oh boy. All right. I'm going to turn these cards over here to see what's happening. So I'll go ahead and reveal these cards. They're all face down. So this is possibly what we do not see coming for whoever this is relatable to. So I'll flip these over. All right, well, let's start here, y'all. I kind of have a mind to flip all of them over, though. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to be obedient. Excuse me. All right, y'all. It feels like we have a cross here. And the center of the cross is right here. Not like the crucifix, because this is even. So you can't say it's upside down or upright. It's like a plus sign. I'll just say that. But cross came out for a reason, because we are talking about religion. All right, y'all. Let's see. Let's dive in. I'm hearing on the one hand, there's this, and I'm looking at the Ten of Cups, so that lets me know. Then on the other hand, there's this. And then the priority, what was above, was here, and then what was not considered is here. And this would be the main aspect of this whole dynamic. All right, so let's talk about on the one hand. So on the one hand, as it was referred to, we have the Ten of Cups, and then we have the Magician card. These both of these cards are on their side, and if you're new here, for me as the reader, that means it's to be determined. So it's based on other energies that are surrounding it, whether or not. But let's just talk about the generic sense of the energy. So on one hand, I feel like this person who's in the Six of Cups reverse, who basically has been discharged from possibly ministry, they had to worry about the happiness of their family. Like I'm hearing the wholesomeness of family. Because, you know, it's one duty as a minister to be out helping other families, but then at home, your own family and your happiness, your peace of mind is suffering. So the Ten of Cups means it's always wanting to be there for other people to assist them on their journeys to happiness. You know, if we're talking about church, you know, they believe in, you know, a marriage. They believe in, you know, certain things that go along with that. You know, they're not going to support your side chick. They're not going to support that sort of situation. They want this. That's why I mentioned wholesomeness, you know, that old school traditional value sense of energy. But at the same time, they're promoting that for others. But at home, it's not that way. It's not that they don't want it to be that way, but it's like they had to like decide. I'm thinking on one hand and on the other hand, but that's like a scale of balancing. It was like a constant balance, but it's like one ruled over the other. But I feel like their own family is the one that suffered. It was like it lacked nourishment. Excuse me, with the Ten of Cups. Excuse me. Now, the Magician card right behind that is like the balancing energy of, well, I mean, I'm hearing prayer works. So if we're talking about prayer manifestation with this Magician card energy, it's like, well, you know, they had to depend on a lot of prayer, aka manifestation. So that's where that Magician card energy comes in. But what we know about the Magician is that can be abused. It can be abused to the point to where things turn dark. So with that imbalancing and that darkness creeping into this person's life, possibly it took over to where this mistress energy came in and, you know, completed the set of books that we referred to that has them in the Six of Cups reverse energy and that discharging energy. So the manipulation of prayer is how this is coming around. Manipulation of prayer is possibly what opened the door to this energy, this mistress, Queen of Cups energy coming in and destroying a whole legacy. So there's a message alone right here on the one hand, right? With this Magician and the Ten of Cups. But we'll go ahead and deal with the little short version of it and keep moving along. So on the other hand, so not only, them having to weigh out life, family, balance, and all that good stuff, which, ended up, consuming them. We have this on the other hand, it looks like conflict. 5 of Wands reversed, but this is a lot of conflict. But I'm hearing the suffrage of, man, the word suffrage and the plus sign cross energy. Yeah, that's very, very valid as confirmation. So let's talk about these battles here. The 5 of Wands, I feel like this has to do with never being enough, not being able to please everyone all the time, because it feels like there's little fights breaking out. If I'm looking at like a congregation of people, it's something over here, and then when that cools off, it's something over here. When that cools off, it's something over here with that group of people. It's like it was constantly like moving around in the quote unquote family. So this person could not be home to nurture their own family. So they drop on their knees and say a quick prayer or do what they have to do, but then they got to go put these fires out on the other hand. They got to run over here and take care of that. And their own family suffers. Behind the 5 of Wands reverse, we have the 6 of Swords reverse. So it's like the 6 of Swords reverse. It wasn't enough power backing this particular leader by way of spirituality. This was a leader who thought that they could be multiple places at one time, which of course they found out they couldn't. But it's like they ran themselves ragged, putting out these fires of conflict to where if they would have been, I'm hearing, had the usage of this Magician card energy correctly, the right way, or, I'm hearing morally responsible way. Because when I mentioned dropping on their knees real quick, it became like what I'm being shown things and I want, and I'm hearing it, but I need to get it out so you can hear it too. It's like buying tickets or tokens. This is how prayer was operated or usage. I'm thinking of like Chuck E. Cheese or these like Dave and Buster type places. You go buy the tokens, you put the tokens in the machine, you get tickets out, you take those tickets to go redeem them for a prize. That's what I'm being shown. How that correlates to this Magician energy, it just feels like it was used as like a game, like a pinball machine or something. Like, as long as I have tokens, I can use these tokens to be able to cash out later. Or cash out by the end of the week. Ooh, which was Sunday. Tithes and offerings. Y'all, I'm not trying to make jokes here, but that's how I'm receiving it, and it's making me chuckle a little bit. That's what it is. So that operation of. So it sounds like if you do this for me, I'll do this for you. But it's like you can't make that kind of declaration with God. I mean, you shouldn't. This is not a bartering sort of relationship with God. That's that Magician energy. Wow. So again, okay, so back to this 6 of Swords reverse. The 6 of Swords reverse is supposed to be your spiritual team. They're there to guide. I say supposed to be because this person wasn't aware of this. They possibly don't believe in, ancestors and, the spirit guides and angel, well, of course they believe in angels, but they believe in like the textbook angels. They don't have a relationship, a spiritual relationship, a door open to the spiritual realm to be able to tap in, because to them that's possibly demonic, right? So they were manipulating prayer in that way, but not honoring. Well, they couldn't honor something where the door was closed. They never opened up that door. That's why the 6 of Swords is in the reverse. So when they needed help and rescue, they went to prayer. But it's like, okay, if you are praying, who are you praying to? Okay, God. Okay, I got it. So who is God? And God, you know, is omnificent. I can't even say it. There, God is ever present everywhere. So don't you think that would incorporate a lot of different, you know, energies of use and helpfulness and guidance and basically spirituality? But this isn't the type of energy that believes in spirituality. That's why these prayers turned into manifestations, but they didn't realize to call it what it was, that help was coming from beyond. Yes, God is a source, but there's so much more to God. But this just has to do with the manipulation of, and dare I say, God. You cannot manipulate God through an organization of religion. This is how this plays out. Six of Swords reversed, them realizing that, you know, they're like, I need help, but I can't be everywhere at once. But if they had actually veneration with ancestors and spirit guides that could, you know, come assist them and help them do a lot of different things at one time, then, you know, it's like the train never arrived for them, or the bus of help never arrived for them, because they never called on them. They just dropped down to their knees in prayer and hopefully were able to buy more tokens to go ahead and use those tokens to get tickets to be able to redeem the tickets at the end of the week. That's how I got it. And so they can get a prize. So it was like a shuffle. It was like I'm hearing a two-step, like a shuffle, two-step, like a dance. So if you hear song and dance, it was like repetitive, like a well-oiled machine. They go do their little two-step shuffle, whatever that is, and get the praise and the recognition that they needed for their ego to keep this thing going smoothly, and then be able to cash their tickets in at the end of the week, only to start a new week all over again. I hope this is making sense. Six of Swords reversed. Oh, look who we have, you guys. On the other hand, you got the Devil on one hand and the Magician card on the other. Devil card reverse. The attachment of what was hiding behind everything. And I'm so glad. I can't say I'm glad to see this, but it's confirmation as to why the spirit team could not be reached for this person, because the manipulation of prayer, aka making deals with God. You can't negotiate with God. I mean, I don't know why this person did not realize that that's what was going on, but you know, they shut themselves off to, it was all about this title. It's all about the religion, organization of religion, and the board members, and all of this silly stuff. It's silly. Look, y'all. Oh my God. Look, y'all. I wrote this down this morning. Churches and gang affiliation, because that dropped on my spirit this morning. Tell me how a church is different from a gang. I know what you're saying. The church doesn't kill people. I beg to differ. You think about the stress when it comes to them performing and, you know, thinking that they're doing the right thing all to get to heaven. You know, and how they turn their backs on family members who need help. The ones who really need the healing, they turn their backs on them. And then it's like a family, a body turns against that family member as well. And you don't think that drives that person to taking their own life? Or if they're not taking their own life, then they fall victim to their circumstances of people turning their backs on them that they trust and love the most. So you tell me how that's not killing someone. You killed their spirit with your gang affiliation of sorts in the church. Yes, you did. And you continue to do it in the name of the Lord. Y'all get out of here with that BS. How many lives could have been saved if y'all would have taken the time to nurture and understand and suppress your own insecurities. That's your insecurities that you reflected on that person, but it makes you feel better of a person, and then gather around a support team to support you in your insecurities, only to bash that person who really needs the healing and the help in the name of the Lord. Y'all better, oh my God, I can't even. I shouldn't even tell y'all that you should stop it. Y'all should have known this. You think about that one family member, if I'm talking to you, see how their life turned out because you decided to stand in, what you felt you were convicted in by way of belief and tradition and what your friends and your coworkers and the first lady would say and the mother of the church would say. You think about that person you came against. How are they doing? I'll tell you what, if they're like me, they found the true meaning of love and a true, honest, organic relationship with God. All right, y'all. So above this energy, we hadn't even gotten to the center. Above this energy had all to do with this Three of Pentacles. It was all about the recognition of, do you see the help that I'm doing for the community? The outreaches, the mouths we're feeding, the bills we're paying. We're keeping people off of the streets. We're showing up to this event and that event to help out and support. But I need to do this so I can create awareness and attention to my church, my following, says this person who is now discharged. So they put this above everything else. Even themselves was getting this attention and recognition however they needed to do it, even if it offended a lot of people. But it's like, it brought attention back to the organization of their own, whatever they were the leader of, because it brought in money. You see the pentacles? In the name of the Lord, with the 3 reference, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? I asked Holy Spirit, I asked for a powerful message on today, and I believe we got it. Because this needs to be said. This needs to be said. I know it's been said, but possibly has fallen upon deaf ears. But I know at the times that we're in with the awakening energy, I know a lot of people are more susceptible and less resistant to this kind of message. Because people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. All right, y'all, let's look below this energy. What was not a priority, what was kept under the radar, was the fact that this person really wanted to free themselves. And they did eventually free themselves. It came down to them being discharged. This 8 of Swords is that mental conflict. But, again, if we're looking at a bookshelf energy on opposite ends, it's the same message here almost, but in opposition of. They got the attention that they needed with this mistress energy to be able to free themselves from this whole heartache of a headache of a situation of an organization that is called religion. All right, y'all, in the center of this energy, we have the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords reverse. So if we're talking about investments here with the 7 of Pentacles, what was it all worth? All the attention, all the media attention, this person traveling and shaking hands and making these investments only to see that they can't use any of it with this 4 of Swords reverse. They can't use any of this. And that's right there at the center of this cross, aka plus sign energy. Same as the bookshelf energy, they can't use any of all of these awards and whatever declaration, honors, accolades. None of that is worth 5 cents at this time. None of it. So all of that for what? For what? For a title? If this were get over yourself before this happens, that's what this is. Get over yourself before this happens. Hope this helps.